Hey y'all, this is Jacob Robinson. I'm going to do a fishing report for Lake Wedowee. It is Sunday, March the 16th. I'm out here at Lonnie White Boat Ramp up the Little River, and what a crazy week and weekend it has been. So on Thursday and Friday we had really good weather. My brother bass fished Friday. They had a great time, caught like 25. Yesterday, Saturday morning, it was a little windy, but I had a crappie trip and we caught, I don't know how many crappie we caught, probably close to 40. Wound up keeping about 35 or so, a couple bass mixed in. And then last night we had a massive severe weather front move in. We had thunderstorms, tornado warnings, crazy wind. It had flash flooding. So I'm gonna post some pictures of the lake, but the lake's already come up about a foot today. I've been from above Wedowee Creek to mile marker 13 in the big river, and there's a stretch of the little river that's clean still, but it's about to be blown out muddy. There is trash up the big river. There's trash up the little river past Wedowee Creek. Like, the lake's about to get blown out muddy over the next couple days when all this water makes its way here. But as far as the fishing goes, this weekend, catching a lot of fish on a bobber and a minnow. Just get your little spinning pole out, get that bobber about 2 to 5 foot above the hook, put your bobber, get you a little minnow from the gas station, and we caught a ton of fish doing that. These fish were pulling up to spawn yesterday. Like, they were pulling up to spawn Saturday morning, and then we had this massive front come in. It's about to get cold again. The lake's blown out muddy. Like, things are changing, and not in a great way. Like, we were on the uphill trend. Things were going good, and now this muddy water is about to screw things up, I feel like. But that's springtime in the south. And then I've had this on here for the last 3 months, it seems like. But just that little crappie jig. This weekend, I was throwing the chartreuse and white with the chartreuse head, but just fishing that a little bit deeper. And if I saw a group of fish or had a fish under a dock or around brush, I would throw that out there and kind of work it back. Or if I was fishing vertically, I would fish a little bit deeper with that jig. But as far as the crappie fishing goes right now, you need a crappie jig, a little 1/16 ounce, and then a bobber and a minnow, and the fish are up shallow. There's still some roaming around, but the big push of them are on their staging spots. There's some under boat docks. There's some literally on the bank in a foot and a half of water spawning. Like a lot of the ones we caught looks like they had a golf ball in their belly because they're so fat. The water temp's about 58 to 61, but now we've had this crazy weather come in and it's going to screw that up. I'm going to post some pictures of what the lake looks like as of Sunday, the 16th. My brother's about to get on here and do the bass fishing report, but like I said, it's a good time of the year to be fishing. I'm a little upset that we had this massive front come in and all this weather screwed things up, but hopefully by next weekend we'll be back to normal on Lake Wedowee, and you can get out here and catch some nice fish.
All right, y'all, what's going on today? It's Sunday, March the 16th. I'm down here at Lake Wedowee. I'm going to give you all a bass fishing report for the past Friday and Saturday. This is before the big storm and, tornadoes and all that come through. Luckily, we didn't get hit too bad. Just a bunch of strong winds and rain, which has muddied the water up. But before that time, I was out here, caught a bunch of fish, a couple of nice fish the other day. And what I was doing was targeting fish up shallow, which places I would go, the water it was fairly clean, and the water was from like 60 degrees all the way up to 64, which has really made those fish just want to push up shallow, which is my favorite thing to do. Go around and throw in a swim jig and a chatterbait. So this is a chartreuse and white swim jig with the Zoom Z-crawl in the back. You can dye the tail if you want to. I just didn't on this one. And then you've got your fire crawl jackhammer with a fire crawl pintail trailer on the back. Throwing those around up shallow, big wood that you could see or something, a piece of structure I saw on live scope, throw it over that. Anywhere super shallow that I think a big one might be slid up to getting ready to spawn, I'd pick up these two guys and throw. This one is on, I think, 50-pound braid, and then, 15-pound fluorocarbon for this. A 7.3 medium heavy, and this is actually a 7.4 heavy. So those are the two choices I got up for shallow, looking for those big bites. And then whenever it got kind of tough on me, I knew I just want to go catch some, which you can do this all year around. The hated minnow. This is just your regular 3/16 ounce, and I think a 3 3/4 inch minnow. You can see, that guy's chewed up. I even lost an eye on my jig head. Actually, this is a new jig head. This is called a Biz Baits ring roller, and it's got, you can kind of see it. There's an O-ring through the line tie which a lot of people like to tie that loop knot to their minnow to give it that better rolling action. Well, this kind of eliminates you having to tie a loop knot. You can tie a stronger knot, like a Palomar knot or something, and it still gives that great action. So you can see these right here. They come with 2 highs, but I caught a good many fish. You know, that one come off. But yeah, that jig head minnow, anywhere that you could go to a point, you know, see one that's roaming around or over a brush pile or something, get a bite pretty easily. And then back to my shallow deal. Anywhere where the water was warm, you know, that 60 degrees and warmer, preferably cleaner water, I'd pick up my wacky worm. This is just a Zoom's Linky, green pumpkin blue, and a 5-inch. Got that wacky rigged. You know, any piece of structure, you know, kind of like throwing the swim jig around, but not as aggressive. You know, just wanted a softer and less aggressive presentation for those fish. Throwing that in the far backs of pockets, cleaner water, really, really way back in pockets, up under docks. Caught a couple fish under docks on this, but yeah, those are the key 4 baits for me this weekend. Like I say, right now the water is completely blowed out. I mean, the river literally looks, I mean, it's orange almost. It's crazy. So the next couple of days, I'm sure it's going to be blowed out, muddy. But for the past 2 days, you know, getting bit on a jackhammer, a swim jig, a minnow, and of course a wacky worm. So that's just a bass fishing report. Today is Sunday, March the 16th. You know, tie this stuff on. Everything I've got tied on my front deck. You know, you can get it Mackenzie's Bait and Tackle on Highway 78 and Temple, between Temple and Villa Rica. But yeah, those are my 4 baits for the weekend, and y'all tie them up and have some fun.